Here's something to chew on today in Mountain View. A shocking attack at a local elementary school, a water agency in turmoil over a controversial payout, and big development moves in East Wisman that have folks watching closely. Dean Bark, the City Report with Dean Bark in Mountain View. Let's open with the big one. Bubb Elementary School, a public elementary here in Mountain View, was the scene of a stabbing during an after-school program on March 11th. Police say a 10-year-old boy attacked a 7-year-old student with a kitchen knife. The suspect does not attend Bubb and is not part of the program. He ran from the scene, but was later detained at his residence, and officers recovered the suspected weapon. The Mountain View Police Department reports the younger student suffered 3 stab wounds and received treatment on site. There's no name being released due to age. Counselors were brought in for children who witnessed the attack, and Pacific Clinics, a regional mental health provider, is coordinating services for the 10-year-old suspect as well. It's a rare and deeply unsettling incident. A 10-year-old involved in violence is not something this community sees often. What's the takeaway? After-school safety needs the same rigor as the regular school day. Controlled access to campus, clear check-in points, and rapid response protocols make a difference. My view is simple. This underscores an urgent need to tighten those measures without turning schools into fortresses. Let's cut to the chase. Prevention and mental health supports have to work in tandem. Let's pivot to the next story. Valley Water, officially the Santa Clara Valley Water District, is facing staff unrest over how leadership handled its former CEO's exit. Employees are calling for certain board members to resign after a separation agreement let ex-CEO Rick Callender, the first black man to lead Valley Water, retain about $700,000 in pay and remain on as a special advisor. Here's the context. An investigation that began in November 2024 substantiated sexual harassment allegations from multiple employees. Callender resigned on February 20th of this year. He disputes the investigation, alleging bias and conspiracy. Employees say the generous separation deal undermines the agency's integrity. They want accountability at the top, not golden parachutes. Now that's worth discussing. Public institutions rely on trust, and trust is expensive to rebuild once it's spent. My take is simple. Failing to hold leadership to account reads like a slap in the face to victims and staff who stepped forward. Looks like someone forgot the memo on consequences. Shifting gears, East Wisman, the tech-heavy neighborhood on Mountain View's northeast side, is set to add height to the skyline. The City Council approved an 8-story, 460-unit apartment complex on March 10th. The developer is WTA Middlefield, led by Jeffrey Stone, and plans call for mostly studios and one-bedrooms with 60 below-market rate units. There's also 9,400 square feet of ground-floor retail. Here's a crucial detail. The site is a known Superfund location with a history of contamination. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the federal environmental regulator, is slated to oversee safety measures as the project advances. Plans include removing 107 trees and planting 159 new ones, and a strip of existing green space will be replaced with a delivery duckout, a small loading area that didn't thrill neighbors worried about open space and traffic. Some residents also flagged a lack of robust community input before the vote. Call it like it is. Housing supply matters, but so does environmental safety. My view, building on a Superfund site is a move that demands ironclad safeguards and transparent monitoring. If you cut corners there, the bill comes due later. The promise of affordability is real, but the health and environmental stakes are too. Moving on, a local tool aims to simplify a headache many of you know well. Buildability, a new app from Mountain View resident Stefano McCoy and his team, launched in January. It digs into thousands of city permit records to answer what you can build, what rules apply, and what neighbors have gotten approved. There's even an AI chatbot to field questions. The pitch is straightforward. Streamline the process for homeowners, including those considering accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, a tool the state is banking on to ease the housing crunch. City Hall likes innovation, but reminds residents to verify details with official staff and the municipal code. My take: anything that demystifies permitting is a win, as long as people double-check before swinging a hammer. Bureaucracy may not be exciting, but clarity saves time and money. And now for something completely different. Crittenden Middle School, a public campus on the city's east side, is knitting kindness into the week. Library technician Gayatri Ratnam started a twice-weekly lunchtime project where students use hand-crank knitting machines, funded by the school's PTA, to make tiny hats for premature babies. They've made 7 hats so far, and once they hit 20, the plan is to donate them to El Camino Health, the local hospital serving Mountain View and the region. The students say the size of the hats surprised them. They're that small because the babies are born so early. It's a screen-free skill builder that doubles as community care. That's the story right there. Personal note, projects like this teach focus, patience, and generosity in one go. If only all electives came with this much heart. And that's your report for today from the City Report with Dean Bark in Mountain View. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll be back tomorrow.